Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that you won't watch on YouTube, namely where Naruto roasts Kushina and Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my Boosty channel at the link in the description. Now a girl of about 30 years old in a green dress and with red hair was giving birth. It was Kushina Uzumaki. Next to her stood a blonde man of about 30 years old in a Jonin uniform without a vest. It was the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, or the Yellow Lightning of Konoha. The girl with the beginning of labor. After 5 hours she gave birth to a blonde boy with blue eyes and 6 whiskers on his face. After another 8 hours she gave birth to a boy. This boy did not look like his parents, and at all like a person. His hair was the color of snow, they stood up like a hedgehog. The guy's skin was also white, and his eyes were black as pitch. But everyone was surprised that the boy had a mark on his left arm in the form of a skeleton in a hood, and with a scythe. And the boy had a tattoo on his back where there was a skeleton with a scythe and the skeleton itself was in a cloak. He also had horns like the Shinigami of the god of death. Minato put the children on the couch and closed the seal. They looked at the boy in shock, because where did he come from? But then he began to disappear in a black portal. Minato was shocked. He felt that this boy was a son to Minato, the chakra was similar to Minato. He sat on his knees and cried. The boy who disappeared was called Naruto, and the other Menma. The guy himself appeared in the forest. He was in a bundle with the name Naruto. He looked at the forest calmly. Birds flew to him. They began to chirp and he laughed. At this moment in the subconscious. In the boy's subconscious there was a temple and a forest. The forest was snowy and the temple was white. 2 girls appeared in front of the temple. One was in a white kimono with tomo. Her waist was wrapped in a black belt. She had aristocratic features. Her skin was pale. Her eyes were large and beautiful. There was purple pigmentation around her eyes. Her hair was long and brown. Her bangs hung to the left. In her eyes, one of the 3 most powerful dojutsu in the world, a Sharingan with 3 tomo, was burning. She had size 3 breasts. The girl herself was 25 years old. This was the founder of the Uchiha clan, Indra Otsutsuki. The second one was dressed the same, but had a hedgehog hairstyle. There was no pigmentation around her eyes. She had her hair braided on the sides of her ears. This was the founder of the Senju clan, Ashura Otsutsuki. They are the daughters of the sage of the 6 paths himself. Indra? Ashura asked. So our reincarnation is one person, and not correct as I see it, said Indra. We need to see who he is, Ashura said. They saw a boy who was a copy of Rikudo, only all white. So he is a pure-blooded Otsutsuki. But why is he in the human world and our reincarnation? Ashura asked. Look, someone is picking him up, stop. It's him. Indra screamed. Stop. It's death itself, Ashura said. Meanwhile in the world. Well, hello, my keeper, said Death, or the skeleton in a cloak and scythe. She picked him up and went into the house. For years have passed. The boy was a genius. At the age of 2 he could already run, walk and talk. At the age of 3 he could read and write. Girls were shocked by Naruto and began to fall in love with him and fight for him among themselves. Death itself was pleased. The boy was unusually calm and animals were always hanging around him. And especially his friend, a raven named Era. Death taught Naruto theory. Naruto had a jacket with a tomo and a high collar. Under the jacket there was a t-shirt with a tomo. His pants were white, as were his sandals. His hair was like Uchiha Madara's. He couldn't cut it or change it, it was exactly like Madara's. But now Naruto was running through the forest and ran to Era's nest. But looking there he saw that the nest was destroyed and Era was lying dead and some cat was eating him. Naruto had shock in his eyes. But in his eyes you could see rage and Sharingan with 3 tomo. Everything for 20 meters was enveloped in an aura of death. Frost began to appear. And Naruto himself took a stick that immediately sharpened. The girls felt that Naruto was not in control of himself. He pounced on the cat and began to kill her. Death was watching this, she felt sorry for the guy and she knocked him out and revived Era, tying him to Naruto. Naruto woke up 4 hours later. And Death, what happened to me? Naruto asked. Aru was killed before your eyes and you used my power and killed the cat, and I felt sorry for you and I resurrected Aru. Now he is blood related to you, Death said. Thank you, and Death, Naruto said and hugged Death. We need to start your training, Death said. Okay, but what abilities do I get from you? Naruto asked. You will soon have a cloak and a braid like me. You can also control and communicate with animals. You can also kill a creature with one touch, if you want to, and you can also feel the soul and emotions, which is better than sensorics, Death said. Okay, when do we start? Naruto asked. Tomorrow we will study, but now start awakening the chakra, said Death. Okay, but how? Naruto asked a logical question. You need to sit in the lotus position and think about the fire in the belly area, said Death. Okay, said the guy. He sat in the lotus position and began awakening. After 5 hours, he awakened her. When he opened his eyes, he appeared in a snowy forest. But now he sees a temple. He went into it. Entering, he saw a table and a bed. Indra and Ashura were sitting at the table. They smiled at the guy. Who are you? And where am I? Naruto asked. I am Indra Otsutsuki, said Indra. And I am Ashura Otsutsuki. You are our reincarnation, said Ashura. I see. But can a guy be a reincarnation of a girl? Naruto asked. No, you are not the correct reincarnation, just like Uchiha Madara and Hashirama Senju, Indra said. Okay, well I think we'll become friends, Naruto said and smiled. Of course, where else would we go? Ashura said. Okay, but I have to go, said Naruto and was about to leave when he realized that he didn't know where the exit was. Hee, where's the exit? Naruto asked, smiling stupidly and scratching his head. The girls laughed at this. Think about what you want to get out of here and everything and back the same way, said Indra. At this the guy smiled and disappeared. He appeared in bed. Naruto, plans changed, said Death. What do you mean? Naruto asked. You have awakened the hearth, but I see your future. Some old man must take you. He will be like a grandfather to you, but for this I will have to leave. Don't worry, I have sealed my scythe and my cloak into your mark on your hand. To activate the mark, just feed it chakra. When you are in that village, unseal my gifts and I will come to your subconscious, Death said. From this Naruto got a Sharingan which started to spin. It spun into a rhombus and there were crosses around the rhombus. But later it turned into a Rinnegan with 12 tomo. But Naruto was able to turn it off. My boy, you have awakened the Manjiko and even the Rinnegan. Your great-grandfather is Madara Uchiha. That is why you look like him, said Death and disappeared. She appeared in the subconscious. Who are you? And what are you doing in the subconscious of my successor? Death asked sternly. Don't swear, Death-sama. The boy is our reincarnation and that's why we are here, said Ashura. Okay, but then you will also have to teach the boy, said Death. Okay, and yes, I improved his eyes and now he won't go blind, said Indra. We'll watch, Naruto, Ashura said, and the third chair appeared at the table. Death sat there and began to watch Naruto. Naruto's gift of talking to animals had awakened and now they all obeyed him. He was sitting on a waterfall and watching the sunset, when someone put a hand on his shoulder. Naruto turned around and saw an old man. He had a black and white kimono. His hair was black, as were his eyes, and he also had a scar under his lip on his chin. Boy, what are you doing here? Asked Danzo. I'm sitting here, my only friend left, because he was ordered, and he was an animal from the call, so I'm thinking what to do. He taught me to control chakra and read, speak and write, Naruto said with feigned sadness. Don't you want to live with me? Danzo asked, but inside he was telling himself to take the boy into his home and raise him as a grandson. I don't mind, said Naruto, and a crow sat on his shoulder. This is my other best friend, Era. He can't talk, Naruto said, petting the crow. Okay, I was just coming from a mission, let's go to Konoha, the old man said and smiled warmly. Part 2 They went to Konoha. Naruto was calm even when the guardian appeared. They walked like this for a couple of days, because Naruto could not run through the trees, but Naruto had a lot of endurance. When they arrived, 2 guards met them. Hello, Danzo-sama, who is this with you? Asked the guard. I found this boy alone in the forest, and decided to take him under my wing, said Danzo. Okay, come in, enjoy your viewing, boy, said the guard. And our heroes went to the Hokage's office. Arriving there, they met Minato. Hello, Minato. I would like to complete the mission and also take one boy into custody, said Danzo. Hello, Danzo-sama. Okay, and where is that boy? Minato asked. Then a calm Naruto came out from behind Danzo. And he looked at the Hokage. Okay, how old are you and what's your name, boy? Minato asked. Naruto hid his tattoos. Well, my name is Naruto, and I'm also 4 years old, Naruto said, counting on his fingers to show that he was still a child, although Danzo chuckled at this. Naruto then, okay, now you are Naruto Shimura, okay? Minato asked. Okay, Naruto said. That's good, we're going home, said Danzo and started walking towards the exit. Naruto followed him. They came to the house an hour later. It was 2-story. Danzo didn't live here, but he would have to live here with Naruto, otherwise what would happen if a 4-year-old boy lived with ANBU killers? Naruto-kun, choose any room on the 2nd floor, Danzo said. Okay, Danzo-sama, Naruto said. Just call me Grandpa Danzo. By the way, today my old friend and his wife will come to visit us, Danzo warned. Okay, Grandpa Danzo, Naruto said. He chose a room after 5 minutes. He chose a light and at the same time dark room. There was a bed and a table. Naruto went downstairs. Grandpa Danzo, I have chosen, Naruto warned. Okay, Naruto-kun, in an hour my friends Hiruzen Sarutobi, 3rd Hokage, and his wife Baiwaka Sarutobi will arrive, Danzo said. Wait, if your friend is the Hokage, then who are you in the hierarchy, and Grandpa Danzo? Naruto asked. I am the village elder and the head of the root Umbu, Danzo said. What is an ANBU? Naruto asked. These are people who are very strong, they carry out serious missions, they protect the village from the shadows, Danzo said. Okay, can I go to the training ground to practice? Naruto asked. What will you train? Asked Danzo. Well, improve physical parameters and control over chakra, said Naruto. You need to buy clothes, yours are very beautiful for training, let's go to the store, said Danzo. Okay, Naruto said. And they went to the store. They stayed there for about 30 minutes. Naruto was bought one set, because he didn't like the rest. They bought him a black sweater, it was not thick and therefore it was easier to train in it. Also ANBU pants and black shinobi sandals. Danzo did not notice Naruto's tattoo. Later they returned home. There Naruto met Era and Naruto's second gift to feel souls and emotions awakened. Danzo had 2 emotions, these are joy and fun. He really liked the role of a grandfather. But now Naruto was doing physical exercises, because Death said that it was useless to improve control for now. But then Danzo approached him. Naruto, we have guests, go change and come down, and I see you haven't trained your control? Danzo asked. No, I think it's too early yet, said Naruto. That's right, it's rare that children your age can control chakra at all, so don't play with chakra and do physical exercises. You can try in a week, Danzo said. He felt that Naruto had a large amount of chakra and it was white. Naruto went to his room and put on his Otsutsuki clothes. He was told that Naruto was an Otsutsuki. Naruto went downstairs and saw the 3rd Hokage and his wife. Hello, Hiruzen-sama and Baiwaka-sama. I am Naruto Shimura, Naruto said and bowed in introduction. Hello, Naruto-kun, does that mean Danzo adopted you? Hiruzen asked. Yes, me, said Naruto. Okay, come to the table, you can eat too. Naruto is probably hungry. Danzo said. Thanks, of course, but I don't want to, this is all from childhood, said Naruto. What do you mean? Asked Danzo. I'll tell you a secret, since childhood I cannot eat, drink and sleep. I don't know why, but it helped me survive in the forest, Naruto said. Well, sit down and eat, you'll feel a new taste, Danzo said in shock. Okay, Grandpa Danzo, Naruto said and smiled. They sat down at the table. Naruto began to learn table etiquette. Naruto learned everything quickly and did not shout, because he understood that he had to be decent since he lived with the elder of a large village. The guy immediately remembered everything and began to behave correctly at the table. Danzo and Hiruzen realized that the boy was a genius. They ate and talked. They decided to send Naruto to the academy when he turned 7. Girl Danzo, can I borrow books from your library and read them? Naruto asked. Of course, take books only from the compartments for Jonin, Chunin and Genin. Do not touch further, there is classified information, said Danzo. Okay and thank you, said Naruto. If you want, you can go read, said Danzo. Naruto thanked for the food and went to the library. There he took books about the history of Konoha, the entire shinobi world and other books that are covered in the academy. He managed to take all the books that are covered in the academy. Danzo was stunned when he saw the books and the number. He sat with the guests and talked, and Naruto was reading history in full. So he read until the morning. Danzo thought that he was sleeping, but he was reading. Because his heart was awakened, he used the Sharingan to read and see in the dark. But Danzo came to him in the morning. Get up, Naruto, let's go do some physical training and maybe even learn control, and if you do everything today, we'll see the elements, said Danzo. Okay, Grandpa. By the way, I would like to return the books to the library already, Naruto said, taking the tower of books. And you read all this? Danzo asked in shock. Yeah, I read all night and I'm still feeling cheerful now, Naruto said. I see, good, so you already know all the theory of the academy? Danzo asked. Yes, all that's left is to perfect iron throwing and learn basic techniques. But what's the point of illusory clones? Naruto asked. I don't see it either. So I'll teach you shadow clones. They are more useful, they pass on experience to you, but also fatigue. But because you don't need human needs, you are not afraid of fatigue as well as chakra depletion. I feel that you have a lot of chakra, said Danzo. Okay, let's go to training, said Naruto in training uniform. They went to the training ground. Grandpa Danzo, who invented the shadow clone technique? Naruto asked. My teacher, second Hokage Tobirama Senju, Danzo answered. I see, Naruto said. And so now there are 50 circles around the training ground, and 25 exercises. Off we go, said Danzo. Hi, Naruto replied and ran. He did everything in an hour. Well done, now we can work on chakra, said Danzo. Okay, what should I do? Naruto asked. You need to climb to the top of the tree without using your hands. You need to feed chakra to your legs. Find the golden mean. If you use too much, you'll break the tree. If you use too little, you'll fall, okay? Danzo asked. Yes, the guy answered. And he started trying. Only after 4 hours did he succeed. Well done, I'm surprised. In theory you need to train like this for several days, because a lot of chakra is less control, Naruto said. Okay, we need to get to the water. But I'll tell you one secret and I won't tell anyone, Naruto said, and Danzo nodded and created a soundproofing barrier and an illusory. Death gave him permission and there will be no questions for him. I didn't live alone in the forest. I am the heir of death. I also have 2 of the 4 gifts. This is the control of animals and feeling the soul of a person and his emotions. But there are 2 more. This is to see when this creature dies and kill with 1 touch whenever you want, said Naruto. Danzo was shocked. But he looked at Naruto as usual. But because of this I look like a Shinigami. Shinigami is the grandson of death. And Otsutsuki are half gods and I became a pure-blooded god. But since birth I have had the seal of death and the tattoo of death, said Naruto, and showed everything. I see, I'm surprised, said Danzo. Well, I'm also Madara's great-grandson and I awakened the Sharingan with 3 tomos, said Naruto. Well, you're a copy of Madara and it will be easier with the Sharingan. I have a girl in the ANBU and she can teach you how to use it, said Danzo. No need, too much noise, and secondly, I am the reincarnation of the daughters of the Sage of the 6 Paths, and now the founders of the Uchiha and Senju clans and death itself are sitting in my subconscious, Naruto said. Okay, I think it's better to put on the seal, Danzo said and handed the guy a piece of paper with a seal. What kind of seal is this? The guy asked. This is protection for your brain. If you put it on, no one will be able to get into your head, said Danzo. Naruto put it on and nothing happened to him, but a protective barrier appeared in his subconscious. And so the training continued. Time skipped 3 years. During this time, he became as strong as death, because he learned 2 gifts from her and the death senjutsu. Flashback. Naruto, let's find out your elements now, said Danzo, holding out 5 pieces of paper. Okay, said the guy and conducted chakra. 1 leaf is covered with a crust. 2 turned into biomass. 3 the infinity sign appeared. What does this mean? Naruto asked. Well, you have Mokutan, probably because you are the reincarnation of the founder of Senju and Biomass. Because of it you don't need human needs. And 3 I don't know, said Danzo. But then Era sat on the guy's shoulder. I know, Death took control over Era. This is the Infinity Gene. This means that Naruto has infinite chakra. There is no need to improve control. I made it perfect, said Death, and Era became an ordinary raven. And flashback. Naruto's mark moved to his palm. When Naruto used Death's senjutsu, lines appeared from his mark. They beautifully wrapped around the guy's hand and half his face. He studied genomes on the ideal. Ashura and the ANBU from the root helped Mokutan. He dealt with the biomass himself. You just need to imagine there. Naruto learned to use the gift of seeing when a creature dies and killing with one touch. No matter dead or immortal, the body is simply destroyed. Naruto also developed ninja skills such as Tai, Ken, Buken, Fuin. He honed to the god of shinobi, as well as dojutsu. The guy had 3 abilities. This is Amaterasu, his control, and Kamui. He was a white samurai. The samurai had an artifact of the Tatsukametsu. But when Susanoo is in the form of a humanoid, he has 2 heads and 4 arms, and if complete, then 1 head and 2 arms. Naruto also learned to use a scythe. He decided when he becomes a shinobi he will start wearing the cloak of death. Danzo watched his training. Death left Naruto after Naruto became at her level. Naruto began to be depressed. But Ashura and Indra brought her out of there. By the way, Naruto can now kill people as well as resurrect. And the ability, Touch of Death, can be turned off. The guy became taller and stronger, and his boyfriend in pants generally became big. Naruto also learned all the non-elemental techniques of Konoha, Rasengan, Flickering Step, Hiraishin, Shadow Cloning, Henge, Replacement Cloning Weapons, etc. He also learned all the techniques of the Rinnegan and 2 personal features. This is replacement, and stopping time for 2 minutes. Flashback. A day has passed since Death left Naruto's subconscious. He was upset and sat in the forest. But then someone hugs him. Turning around, he saw Indra and Ashura. Don't be sad, let's go to the temple. It's warmer there, said Ashura. Okay, let's go, Naruto said. Entering, Naruto was pushed onto the bed. And the girls took off their kimonos. The guy had a view of 2 beautiful bodies. The guy immediately created a clone from the biomass. Both guys also took off their clothes and the girls saw a monster ready for a cupcake. They sat down in front of Naruto and began to lick him. The guys moaned with pleasure. But Ashura wanted to see how Naruto, or rather his clone, would react to this, and she began to jerk off his banana breast. The guys could not hold back and came right on the girls or in their mouths. The girls began to kiss, sharing semen. But they also wanted to be satisfied. They sat on the guys' faces. They also began to lick their wombs. First side by side, but later inside. The girls moaned and they liked it. After a couple of minutes, they came right on their faces. The guys licked it all off and lifted the girls up and pulled them into a kiss. They let them try themselves. The girls smiled as a sign that they liked it. But the guys also wanted to have fun and began to slowly enter them. The girls grabbed the guys. They scratched them, held their hair. The guys understood that this was their first time, and they needed to be gentle. The guys had already rested against the hymen and looked at the girls. They simply nodded, but fear could be caught in their eyes. The guys tore the hymen with a sharp push. The girls screamed. Blood flowed along the banana. But after a minute the girls smiled and the guys understood the sign and began to pound them. So they finished them off for 5 hours. The guys came in the girls and they came in the same way. But the girls were tired and could not do it anymore and just lay down. Naruto dispelled the clone and lay down between the girls and they hugged him. We love you, Naru, said Indra. I love you too, Naruto said. Stop. You're in us, Ashura shouted. Yes, but I put a seal on myself. Now if I come in someone, she won't get pregnant. So don't worry, darling. But I can remove this seal, Naruto said. When you turn 24 like us, we will crawl out of you and you will stay alive, the girls said. Okay, I love you, Naruto said. We love you too, the girls exclaimed and hugged the guy tenderly and lovingly. And flashback. Now Naruto is still in the same suit in all white, and with Tomo goes to the academy. He did not want to, but he was forced under the pretext of needing to find friends. Naruto went with Danzo. They really became like grandfather and grandson. They constantly played shogi, where Naruto won, but because of Danzo's experience, it was hard for him to win. They approached the academy. There were clan lists and clan members. Naruto looked at the clan members. He noticed that from the Uchiha there were 2 boys and 1 girl about 7 years old. There were Itachi Uchiha, Shursui Uchiha, and Izumi Uchiha. Shursui and Itachi were dressed in regular Uchiha clothes in black, but Izumi was purple. Also Itachi Uchiha was the son of the clan head. Naruto saw these and also knows that they are kind. Also, Shursui and Itachi had black hair, and Izumi had brown. But Naruto looked at Nara. He saw a pineapple-headed man there, Shikamaru Nara, the son of the head. He is very lazy. Naruto met him in the clearing where he was sleeping. But Naruto was interested in him because he would be a good strategist in the future. Then Naruto looked at the Hokage family. Menma Namikaze is the son of the Hokage and an arrogant bastard. Naruto saw how he and Kiba with Hinata mocked the weak, and every time Naruto drove them away and helped the weak. Everyone heard this and respected the guy. Later Minato found out about this. He punished Menma for such things. Menma did not change, but he shone less, so he is dumb as a cork, and always hides behind his father's title. Naruto got goosebumps from him. Danzo noticed this and smiled. All the girls looked at Naruto with love, at Menma only because he is the son of the Hokage, and Naruto himself was beautiful, like an angel himself. Naruto got bored and he invited Danzo to play shogi. The Nara noticed this and became interested. Danzo agreed, because he had to stand for 1 hour and listen to the nonsense that the first Hokage came up with. The Nara watched the game instead of listening to the Hokage. When Minato spoke, he noticed that Naruto was playing with Danzo. He also became interested. He spoke and watched the game. It was clear that Danzo was playing seriously 100%, as was Naruto. But then Danzo made a wrong move and Naruto smiled. He made a move and Danzo won. Danzo also smiled and ruffled Naruto's hair. But the adults were afraid of Naruto, because he was an exact copy of Madara Uchiha. So, now let the children touch the ball. If it is green then C, if it is blue then A, and if it is red then S class, said Minato. The clan ones went to class S, but Menma and Sakura also got there. But now there were those Uchihas, and they also had red. And lastly, Naruto Shimura, Minato shouted. Danzo tapped Naruto on the shoulder, and he was already walking towards the ball. There were 10 meters left to the ball. The guy's suit was shocked, but someone tripped him. Naruto stepped on that foot with such force that the man couldn't stand for a week. And he looked at everyone with indifference and coldness. And the ball was already black with white discs. These discs showed the color of chakra. His chakra was icy and calm. And the ball itself began to crack. Naruto just snapped his finger, and the ball exploded because of the chakra. Everyone was shocked. S class, said Minato in shock. All the children went to their classes. The guy decided to go last. When he entered, all the girls looked at him with love and some with respect. Naruto went to the second to last desk. Itachi, Izumi and Shursui were already sitting there. When Naruto approached them, "Can I sit down?" Naruto asked calmly. Yes, of course," Izumi said and smiled. Naruto's smile caused a slight blush to appear on his face. He sat up and wiped the blush away. "Hello children, I am Yumino Irika, your teacher for 5 years. Now introduce yourself as I do and you can go home," said the teacher. "You know my name, I like ramen, I don't like bad students. My dream is to become the director of the academy, and the goal is to make you strong shinobi," said the teacher. "And so the first Itachi Uchiha," said the teacher. The guy came out and looked at everyone. "I am Itachi Uchiha. I love family and dango. The dream is to find the meaning of life. The goal is to become a worthy head of the clan." Itachi introduced himself. "Okay, Izumi Uchiha," said the teacher. "I'm Izumi Uchiha. I love one guy and dango. I don't love no such thing. I don't have dreams or goals either," said Izumi. "So, Shursui Uchiha," said the teacher. "I am Shursui Uchiha. I love family. He was adopted by Fugaku and Mikoto. The dream is peace in the world," said the cheerful Uchiha. Naruto's thoughts. "And he is definitely an Uchiha. They are all brick-faced, damn it, except for my Indra. She is a beauty and also cheerful, but that's only in the family. Naruto's end of thoughts. And so Menma Namikaze, the teacher shouted. I am Menma Namikaze, I love my family and Hinata, I don't like Naruto, my dream and goal is to become Hokage. Menma said arrogantly. And so it all went on for a long time. And so the last one, Naruto Shimura, said the teacher who expected everything from the elder's grandson, even if he was adopted. Our hero came out with his hands in his pockets. He walked calmly and looked at everyone with coldness. Any girl who looked at his eyes would get goosebumps. I am Naruto Shimura, I love my family. I don't like arrogant turkeys who can only talk. My dream and goal is to be recognized by Uchiha Madara himself and all 9 Biju, Naruto said without a shred of interest. A good goal and dream. I wish you good luck, said the teacher, surprised by such an answer. You yourself are arrogant and can only talk, shouted Menma. Then a cold blew 10 meters away. The Chunin felt death itself and began to tremble. He controls it. Animal fear enveloped everyone. Naruto began to slowly approach Menma, who was shaking with fear. Why are you silent? Tell me this to my face, Naruto ordered. I told you to talk, Naruto said and kicked Menma's leg. Izvini, Menma mumbled. The aura disappeared and Naruto sat back down. Okay, you can go home, Irika said and went to the teacher's room himself. Naruto simply teleported to Danzo using the Hiraishin. That's it, Grandpa, we can go home, Naruto said and smiled. Well, let's go. I hope I didn't kill anyone, Danzo asked in fear. No, I just released an aura when Menma started insulting me, Naruto said as if it was a normal thing. The parents were afraid for their children, especially Kushina. But the students came out of the academy. Menma was shaking like any child. Naruto came home, played shogi with his grandfather, and went to the subconscious. There he played cards with the girls and won, to which Ashura and Indra made offended faces. And Naruto, as a sign of apology, started making a cupcake with them. Meanwhile, the Uchiha, Itachi and Shisui were walking and thinking about Naruto. But when they came home, they went to the kitchen where they were given soup. When they ate the soup and were given tea and dango. Well, tell me, Mikoto asked. Yeah, how's the class, how's the academy itself? Fugaku asked. Well, it's boring at the academy, Itachi said sadly. But you can make a lot of friends there, Shisui encouraged with a smile. How's the class? Mikoto asked. Well, everyone there wants to become strong or Hokage or clan heads. I like the goal and dream of one guy, Itachi said, and Shisui nodded in agreement. And who is he? And what did he say? Fugaku asked seriously, because he knew that Itachi was not so easy to interest. Naruto Shimura, Itachi said. Can I tell you the whole story? Shisui asked with a smile. He always made everyone laugh and smile. Yes, of course, Itachi said and smiled, because he was glad that he had such a brother. His goal is to be recognized by the 9 Biju and Uchiha Madara himself, Shisui said. The parents were shocked by this. Isn't he Danzo Shimura's grandson by any chance? Fugaku asked. Yes, he really is adopted, but I will say this, he became the idol of the academy, like Shisui and I. But Menma is a complete nonentity, arrogant, Itachi said sullenly. Okay, you need to rest, so eat and go to bed, Fugaku said and headed to the office to work. The children decided not to argue and went to bed. Part 4 At Namikaze. What did you do again? Minato asked irritably. Oh, nothing, I introduced myself as always, that I want to become Hokage and love Hinata, and Naruto called me an arrogant turkey, said Menma. If so, then tomorrow we will ask Naruto personally. If I lied, then you will be forbidden to walk for 3 weeks, Minato said sternly. Menma was scared. In the morning, Danzo and Naruto were eating and talking. Naruto took a book about military tactics with him. But then they heard a knock. You sit down, Grandpa, I'll open the door, Naruto said and went to the door. He opened it and saw the Anbu Hokage. What do you want? Asked Naruto. You and Danzo-sama are asked to come to the Hokage now, said the Anbu and disappeared. Naruto closed the door and went to the kitchen. Who was there? Asked Danzo. Yes, Anbu Hokage. They asked us both to come now, Naruto said irritably. Okay, let's finish eating now and go, said Danzo and started eating faster. In 5 minutes they finished eating and teleported to the Hokage. Why did you call, Minato? Asked Danzo. Yes, we had an incident yesterday. Menma told me that Naruto just called him an arrogant turkey, but I want to hear from Naruto's point of view, because I know that there is no point in lying to him, said Minato. Okay, he introduced himself and said that he hates me. I didn't react, and I introduced myself and said that I don't like arrogant turkeys. He started to shift the blame that I myself am arrogant. I couldn't stand it, and taught him a lesson, said Naruto. Okay, I believe Naruto, he has never lied to me, Minato said and looked menacingly at the pale Menma. Can we go now? Danzo asked irritably. Yes, sorry to bother you, Minato said. Okay, Naruto, go to the Sharaga, said Danzo and started walking to the root base. Hi! Naruto said and disappeared in lightning like Indra. He appeared at the office. He knocked. Come in, Irika said. Sorry for being late, the Hokage called, Naruto said. Okay, come in, Irika said. Naruto sat down in the same place as yesterday. The 3 Uchihas were sitting nearby. Shursui was next to Naruto, Itachi was between Shursui and Izumi. Irika was telling the history of shinobi. Naruto was reading a book about tactics. Shursui was listening, as were Itachi and Izumi. That's how the lesson went. But during the break, Shursui became attached to Naruto. Naruto, let's be friends, Shursui exclaimed. Why do you need this? Naruto asked. We humans can't live without communication and friends, and I want a lot of friends, Shursui said and smiled. You're a strange Uchiha, you're putting on a grin. Okay, I agree, Naruto said and continued reading. That's how the lessons went, but Irika got annoyed that Naruto was reading a book and not listening to him. He threw chalk at Naruto. But Naruto just caught it with 2 fingers. Naruto, if you're not listening to me, does that mean you know the topic? Irika asked. Yes, Naruto said calmly while reading the book. Answer, who had the Mokuton genome? Asked Irika. Hashirama Senju, all reading, answered Naruto. Who won, Madara Uchiha or Hashirama Senju in the Valley of the End? Irika asked. Senju, Naruto said and read the book again. Well done, 5, Irika said and continued to tell. The Uchihas were shocked. Why would Naruto want recognition from someone who lost? When the lessons were over, Naruto wanted to disappear when he was called. Hey Naruto, why do you want Madara Uchiha to confess if he lost to Hashirama Senju? Shursui asked. Oh, do you have time? Naruto asked. Yes, said Shursui. Naruto took him by the shoulder, and they disappeared in a flash. Hiraishin is a flash and in lightning it is Indra's Shunshin. They appeared on the training ground. Madara just needed to go on vacation. He initiated his own death, Naruto said, and carried Shursui to the Uchiha quarter and appeared at his home. Time skipped 5 years. During this time, Naruto improved his brain. Now he can easily defeat Danzo. Now he was in the academy. He was sitting in the classroom and next to him, as usual, sat the Uchihas. Irika entered the office. And so now I will call the teams and senseis. Wait for the senseis later, said Irika. Team 7, Naruto Shimura, Itachi Uchiha, and Shursui Uchiha, Sensei Kakashi Hatake. Team 8, Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aburame, Sensei Kurinai Yuhi. Team 9, Menma Namikaze, Izumi Uchiha, and Han Senju, Sensei Kushina Uzumaki. Team 10, Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akimichi, and Ino Yamanaka, Sensei Asuma Sarutobi. Wait for your senseis, Irika said. He left. The senseis began to take their genin, and a couple of hours later Team 7 sat and waited for Kakashi. Where is this sensei? Shursui was already getting nervous. Yes, he'll come now, said Naruto. And then Kakashi comes through the door. Salam, Kakashi-senpai, said Naruto. Hello Naruto, let's go to the roof. We'll meet there, said Kakashi and disappeared. Naruto grabbed Itachi and Shursui by the shoulders and disappeared in a flash. So, I am Kakashi Hatake. I like and dislike many things. I have no dreams or goals. And my hobby is reading, said Kakashi. I am Shursui Uchiha. I love family. I don't like traitors. My dream is a world without wars, said Shursui. I am Itachi Uchiha. I love one girl and family. My dream is a world without warriors and my goal is to become a worthy head of the clan, said Itachi. I am Naruto Shimura. I love family. I don't like arrogant people. My dream and goal is for Madara and all 9 Biju to recognize me, said Naruto. Okay, I see you are good partners, so let's go carry out missions, said Kakashi and turned into smoke. Naruto also moved his team to the residence. There they began to carry out D-rank missions. A month has passed. During this time, our team carried out missions and trained. But now they were standing at the Hokage. So, you are given a C-rank mission, escorting a bridge builder, Minato said as he handed over the scroll. At the gate in an hour, said Kakashi and disappeared. An hour later they were standing at the gate and waiting for the customer. 5 minutes later the drunk customer arrived. Why are you in such a state? Kakashi asked sternly. I am the customer, let's go, said the drunk bridge builder. Naruto couldn't stand it and released the aura. Animal fear gripped everyone within 5 meters. The sake bottle cracked and the bridge builder became sober. The aura disappeared. Don't ever dare talk to us like that, you order our protection, so respect us, Naruto said sternly. Thank you, Naruto, let's move out, said Kakashi. And they set out for the land of waves. Nothing happened along the way. They walked. Because the customer is not a shinobi, and he is afraid of Naruto because of the aura. But after 5 hours, our team came across a puddle. Naruto sensed 2 souls. He threw a kunai with explosive tags there. The team, except Kakashi, thought that he went head over heels, but 2 nuke-neem bodies flew out of the puddle. Naruto reacted calmly to this. Well done, let's move on, said Kakashi. And they went on. After 7 hours they came to the river. Get down! Kakashi shouted and grabbed the bridge builder, Shursui and Itachi. Naruto was not going to lie down, and half his body was cut off. From this, the Sharingan with 2 Toma lit up in Shursui and Itachi's eyes. Naruto simply took another part of the body and grew like a mass to it. From this, they were shocked. The sword crashed into a tree and a man jumped on it. Half of his face was bandaged. His hair was a hedgehog and his hair was coal. And on his forehead was a crossed-out Kiri bandage. Zabuza Momochi, the swordsman of the mist, or the demon of the bloody mist, said as if reading Kakashi. Sharingan Kakashi himself and the kids, give the bridge builder, and you will stay alive, said Zabuza. Fuck you, Zabuza, Naruto said. I'm rude, kid, Zabuza said and appeared behind Naruto. He raised his blow to kill the guy. But Naruto's hand became like a sword. He took the blow and kicked him in the torso. The swordsman flew back 2 meters. You're not a bad boy, what's wrong with your hand? Asked Zabuza. I have a biomass genome, I can turn my body into whatever I want, said Naruto. And he ran at Zabuza. Zabuza ran at Naruto. The guy turned his other hand into a sword. He made a cutting right strike. But Zabuza put his sword under the blow. From the other side, the same sword was flying. Zabuza simply dodged, but the sword hit the swordsman's torso. Well, that's boring, said Naruto, and a cloak and a scythe appeared on him. It's time to dance, Zabuza, you won't leave alive. A cut of this scythe and you will die, and if I touch you then you will die too, said Naruto. He ran at Zabuza. He made a side strike at Zabuza from the left. But he put his sword under the blow. Naruto was about to touch the swordsman when he stepped back from the blow. The guy simply sealed the scythe and threw 4 kunai at the square. The guy folded the seals and a barrier of 4 crimson lights appeared. Kakashi and the genin were shocked by the barrier that only shinobi above the rank of Kage can create. Naruto began to fold the seals again. And then a dragon emerged from the ground. This dragon flew at Zabuza. But he dodged and ran at Naruto. He started a fight in taijutsu. Strike, block, squat. Naruto tried to hit Zabuza, but he fought seriously. Naruto got tired of it, and during the strike when Zabuza stepped back from the blow, Naruto turned his hand into a long katana. This katana pierced Zabuza's heart. Zabuza fell to his knees. KHH, thank you for the fight, KHH. Take my sword as a reward and bury me, please, KHH. Please fulfill my request. Master Zabuza said the last words and closed his eyes. All his words were heard by other genin. I am Naruto Shimura. It was a pleasure to fight you. I respect you as a shinobi, said Naruto, and knelt down in front of Zabuza's corpse and bowed in gratitude. Naruto sealed the sword and took Zabuza's carcass and went to a beautiful beach. The barrier disappeared and his team ran to him. Well, our lord, it's time for us to take Tazuna-san home and then we'll bury him, said Kakashi. But then a crow landed on Naruto's shoulder. Kar, the crow croaked. I see, Naruto said and folded the seals and a wooden dome appeared. A minute later, ice senbons flew into the dome. How can you talk to crows? I'm the only one who can call crows, Itachi asked. I don't have a summoning, but I can talk to all animals and they obey me. That's my secret, Naruto said. Okay, what are we going to do? Shursui asked. That's it, bear! Naruto shouted. He ran out of the forest towards the attacker. The attacker did not expect this and died from the bear's paws. He also needs to be buried. He was dear to Zabuza, Naruto said. Okay, said Kakashi. And they went to the house. There they ate and went to the funeral. Only Team 7 went there. Kakashi created pits. Shursui and Itachi put the corpses in the pits. Later Kakashi buried the corpses. Naruto made statues where Zabuza with Kubikura Bocho was depicted. And the second one had a masked man with ice needles. Sleep peacefully, said Naruto and bowed and went home. Naruto, where did you become so strong? Itachi asked. Long story, Naruto said. And they guarded Tazuna for 5 days. And on the last day, Mangetsu Hozuki came with the sword Hiramakiri. Where's Zabuza? Mangetsu asked. I killed him, one-on-one. He was buried at his request, and he gave me the sword as a reward for the fight, said Naruto. Okay, well let's see what you're worth, Mangetsu said. Part 6 Naruto ran at Mangetsu. His left hand turned into a sword. They started dancing. Mangetsu was not dominant because of Naruto's fighting style, but his experience gave him an advantage. Naruto hits with his right hand with the sword, but Mangetsu dodged the blow. Naruto suddenly does a somersault and kicks him in the head. Mangetsu blocks and kicks Naruto to the side. The guy manages to block and flies back 2 meters. Naruto takes and turns his hand into a hammer. He runs at Mangetsu. He makes a slashing blow with his sword, but Mangetsu moves to the side, but then Naruto suddenly turns around and hits Mangetsu with a hammer. Mangetsu flies back 5 meters. You're an interesting kid. It's only because of experience that I can hold my own against you. What did Zabuza call you? Mangetsu asked. The ruler, the guy answered. Okay, I acknowledge you as the lord, Mangetsu said. Then a crow lands on Naruto's shoulder and a scythe appears in Naruto's hands. And now if I cut you even once, you will die, said Naruto and ran to Mangetsu. He made a slash but Mangetsu dodged. Naruto made sharp blows, but now Naruto made a scythe blow. From this blow Mangetsu dodged. Having formed a katana from his hand, he aimed to pierce as Mangetsu removed his torso from under the blow. There were a couple of millimeters left to the body. But then the hand returned to a normal hand and touched Mangetsu. He coughed up blood. KHH, how? KHH wasn't hit by the scythe, asked Mangetsu. Even if I touch you, you will die too, but I can turn it off, Naruto said. KH, I confirm your title of Lord KH. My sword is yours, said the last words Mangetsu. Naruto bowed before the corpse. But then Gato's gang appeared at the end of the bridge. Ha, the 2 missed swordsmen couldn't kill the kids, kill them, Gato said. Naruto got angry, and his hands turned into swords. Don't climb, or you'll die too, Naruto said, looking at the team. They nodded. Naruto ran towards the crowd. He ran up and pierced the heart. But they immediately tried to cut off his head from the other side. Another sword deflects the katana. Naruto pulls the sword out of the carcass and makes a sharp turn and cuts off the bandit's head. But the swords turned into hands, and a scythe appeared in his hand. He ran towards the crowd. He made a blow and the corpse falls onto the concrete. Naruto folds seals and bullets from the mass are released from his mouth. These bullets pierce the heads of 3. His free hand turns into a hammer. He made a swing and the corpses fell again. But then he simply hits with the hammer, and everyone was scattered. The side disappeared and the hand turns into its normal form. But Kubikirabocho and Hiromikari appear in Naruto's hands. He slowly began to approach. Gato trembled seeing Naruto covered in blood. "I'll kill you, worthless thing," Naruto said and made 2 swings. Seconds later, Gato began to fall onto the concrete. But Naruto kicks him into the water. A few seconds later, the body falls into the water. "We can continue construction," Naruto said. And they continued the construction. After 2 days they finished the construction and said goodbye to the residents. "Thank you very much, if it weren't for you," said the resident. "You're welcome," said Shursui. And they went to Konoha. "And what shall we call the bridge?" asked the resident. "The Bridge of Death," Tazuna said. "Good name," said the resident. "Our team reached the village in 7 hours. Our team got there through the trees. When they arrived, they went to the Hokage's office. When they entered, Hiruzen and Danzo were also sitting there. "Hokage-sama, the mission was S rank, but we accomplished it," Kakashi reported. "What? No one was hurt?" Minato asked. "No," said Kakashi. "Give me more details," Hiruzen said. "Hi." On the way, 2 new Knin of Chunin rank, demon brothers, were waiting for us. Naruto noticed them and threw an explosive tag at them, which killed them, said Kakashi. "So how are you feeling, Naruto?" Danzo asked. "Okay, either you or you, I'm a shinobi," said Naruto. "Is it clear what happened later?" Minato asked. "Then Zabuza attacked us, but Naruto killed him and got the nickname Lord and the sword Kubikurabochi," said Kakashi. The adults except Danzo looked at Naruto in shock. "We buried him according to his wishes and he bequeathed the sword to me," Naruto said. "Okay, let's move on," Minato said. Later, Mangetsu Hozuki attacked, but also fell at the hands of Naruto, and Mangetsu confirmed the nickname ruler, said Kakashi. "And where will you put the swords?" Danzo asked. "Well, I'll give mine to my children. I don't need them. I collected these swords just for them," said Naruto. "I see. Minato Namikaze, you Naruto, are being promoted to the rank of elite jonin. Do you agree, Danzo-sama and Hiruzen-sama?" Minato asked. "I agree, of course, but they have the Chunin exams soon," said Danzo. "Yes, I agree too, and I have the same thoughts," said Hiruzen. "Yes, but on the mission of Team 5 where Izumi Uchiha was, one genin died. Only Izumi Uchiha survived, and Menma can no longer be a Chunin. His SCS was destroyed, and Kushina was wounded but was able to carry them. Han was killed by a man in a mask," said Minato. "Okay, then Naruto will carry out missions separately, and we will add Izumi Uchiha to Team 7, Danzo said. "Okay, here is your reward, and I asked Naruto to stay," Minato asked. Team 7 left with the money. Naruto stood in front of the Hokage, but Kakashi left a scroll with more details about the mission. "Naruto, I understand that you are already as strong as an elite Anbu, 2 swordsman is high. What do you lack to become at the level of Kage?" Minato asked. "Combat experience. I need fights in Kenjutsu and Taijutsu with Umbu, but this can be done with Umbu roots," said Naruto. "Okay, I'd like you to be the examiner for the 3rd stage," Minato said immediately. "Okay," Naruto said. Minato started writing down the documents. Taking this paper and the Jonin vest, he approached Naruto. "Wear it with pride, elite Jonin Naruto Shimura," Minato said with a smile and extended his hand for a handshake. "I serve Konoha," Naruto said and shook hands. "Okay, go Naruto, better go to the 3rd training ground, there will be 2 Jonin there. I will send them to spar with you. They are Might Guy in Taijutsu and Gecko Hate in Kenjutsu, they are the best in the village in these skills," said Minato. "Thank you, but I'll have to tell you about my genome. Only Grandpa Danzo and Team 7 know about it," Naruto said. His hand turned into a spear which was at Minato's neck, and later a crow flew into the window and began to caw. Naruto turned his hand into a normal hand. This shocked Minato and Hiruzen. "What is this gene?" Minato asked. "This is the genome biomass," said Naruto. "Is it clear what you can do with this genome?" Minato asked. "Thanks to him, I cannot eat, drink or sleep, also transform into any creature and turn the body into a weapon and something else," said Naruto and turned into a bird. "I see, it can't be transplanted through the cells?" Minato asked. "No, a person will die if he receives my cells, they are impossible to control. Grandpa Danzo transplanted them to a criminal with my permission and he turned into biomass. Even if it were possible, I would not have given the cells. Naruto growled and began to release an aura. This aura covered only the Hokage's office. Danzo more or less held on because he felt it during the war and when Naruto was angry. But Minato and Hiruzen were shaking. "Hoke, we won't touch you," Minato said. "And even when I die, my body and my wives will burn after death. Otherwise it will turn out like with Hashirama Senju," said Naruto. "Go, Naruto-kun," Danzo said. "Okay, don't be late," Naruto said and left. He went to the third training ground. Hate and Guy arrived 30 minutes later. "You're Naruto, right?" Guy asked. "Yes, I am. Are you Gecko, Hate, and Might Guy?" Naruto asked. "Yes, we are," the Jonins replied. "Okay, I'll fight in Kenjutsu and my clone in Taijutsu. My clones can't be dispelled by blows," Naruto said, and a clone of the same kind emerged from him. "Do they also pass on experience?" asked Hate. "Yes, let's go," said Naruto and attacked. They fought like this until the evening. Naruto has grown quite a bit in experience. Now he can defeat Guy and Hate in 10 minutes. Part 7 Our new Team 7 was going to the academy. When they arrived, they went to the second floor. There they noticed a crowd in something like room 301, but Shursui looked in that direction with his Sharingan. He saw that it was Genjutsu. He pointed up. They went up where Sensei met them. "Good luck to you," said Kakashi and smiled with his eye. "Thank you, Sensei," said the Genins. Our Genin entered the auditorium. The auditorium was large. There were many desks and a large board. There were also windows along the entire wall. Ki or Bloodlust began to press on the Genin. Our Genin were not afraid. And they wanted to pass when a voice stopped them. "Hey, where are Menma, Han, and Naruto?" Shikamaru asked. "And Menma can no longer become a shinobi, and Han died on a mission. Naruto was promoted because of his strength and skills," Itachi said. "Okay, let's hope for luck," Choji said while eating chips. But then the door is knocked down. A man of about 30 to 40 years old with a bandana on his head enters the office. He had scars on his face. "Everyone shut up and sit down," the man shouted. The Genins dispersed, and the man approached the board opposite which all the desks were standing. Also, shinobi of higher rank and older entered. "So, I am Marino Ibiki, the examiner of the first stage. You will be given forms with 9 questions on them. Your task is to complete them. I will ask the 10th question later. Cheating is prohibited. If you are noticed, you will be deducted 10 points, and you will have only 3 comments. And if a team member writes 0 points, the team will be disqualified," the man said. "Start!" the man shouted. The Genin started to copy. Some wrote themselves. Shino copied using bugs. Hinata and Niji copied using the Byakugan. Tenten using mirrors. Kiba using a Niken, puppy, and our Uchihas using the Sharingan. 35 minutes later. "Put the sheets aside, question 10 is coming soon," Ibiki said. The Genin put the papers aside and began to look at Ibiki. "So, if you don't answer question 10, you will never become a Chunin again. If you leave, then in a year you will try your luck again," Ibiki said, pressing his key. Half of it was gone. Ibiki looked at everyone with a cold gaze. Everyone cringed from his gaze. But after 5 minutes. "So who's left? Let's go," said Ibiki. "But why?" exclaimed the Genin. "Chunins must take risks. Those who do not take risks are not shinobi," said Ibiki. But something flies in the window. Ibiki closes the poster with the inscription, "Down with the youth!" A girl of about 25 to 30 years old stood in front of the poster. She had purple hair. She had sharp features, 4th-size breasts. She was wearing a naked and tight suit. Below the waist is covered by a skirt. She also had a cloak on. Her hair was in a ponytail. "So, I am the examiner of the second stage, Anko Mitarashi. I expect everyone in an hour at the gate to the 44th training ground or the Forest of Death," Anko said and flew back. The Genins went to the training ground. When they arrived, they saw Anko. "And so, you need to get a couple of scrolls of sky and water. For this you need to find a team with a certain scroll. Opening them is prohibited. You are given 7 days to do this, after which those who do not have time are disqualified. You will also need to sign a document, Enko said, showing the scrolls and the document. What kind of document is that? Asked the genin. This document that Konoha is not responsible for you, Enko said and bared her teeth. This grin made me shudder. But they started signing the documents and taking the scrolls. And they went into the forest. Our team had a scroll of the sky. They were walking through a dense forest. The tree trunks were wide and big. Our team was looking for another team. But after 6 hours, a team of rains stood in their way. What scroll do you have? Izumi asked. Earth, answered Aim. Our team launched fireballs at them. They also turned on the Sharingans. They were taught to use them in the clan. But they were attacked in Kenjutsu. Shursui and Itachi were with Tanto, but Izumi was with Kanemi. But ours dealt with them. They ran to the tower. They ran there after 2 days. But it turned out that they were not the first to arrive. The Sand team, the children of the Kazekage, arrived first. Our team entered the hall. When they entered, Shursui decided to open the scrolls. Kakashi appeared from there. Well done, but you're not the first to arrive, said Kakashi. Who's first? Asked Izumi. Team of Sand, children of the Kazekage, said Kakashi. How long do we have to sit here? Asked Shursui. 5 more days, answered Kakashi. What are we supposed to do here? Shursui exclaimed. Sit down and practice. I'll show you everything, said Kakashi. Kakashi showed them where the dining room, the training ground, and their rooms were. And our team began to wait. Time skipped 5 days. During this time, our team trained. But at the moment, all the past genin stand against Enko, the heads of the clan, and the Hokage with the elders. The Hokage stepped forward. So, there are too many of you, and the third stage will feature the Kazekage and high-ranking people. That's why the fights will take place now, and the winners will move on to the third stage. The examiner of the third stage is... Minato didn't have time to finish speaking before a wooden dome appeared in front of the genin. This dome collapsed, and there appeared a guy of about 12 years old in white shinobi sandals, white pants, a white jacket with tomo, white fingerless gloves. The guy had white skin as well as hair that was to his hips and also in the form of a hedgehog. His face was aristocratic. Adults saw in him the young god of the shinobi world, Uchiha Madara. I am Shimura Naruto, the examiner of the third stage, Naruto said calmly. Yes, go ahead, said Minato and went to his place. So the first fight, Uchiha Itachi and Kachi from Konoha, said Naruto. The named ones came out opposite each other. And so the rules. It is forbidden to use someone else's chakra, in the form of Biju or Senjutsu chakra. It is also forbidden to use medicine and drugs. Anyone who uses will be disqualified, Naruto said sternly. Start! Naruto shouted. Itachi ran into taijutsu. It was clear that the prince of the Uchiha clan was dominant without the Sharingan. Strike, block, dodge. But now Itachi hit him in the head. But Kachi dodged and moved his head to the left. But Uchiha grabbed him by the collar, and jumped over him and threw Kachi into the wall. Naruto appeared at the knocked-out Kachi and began to check his pulse. There was a pulse, which meant that he was knocked out. The winner is Uchiha Itachi. Doctors, take the genin away, Naruto said and went to the place. The doctors took the boy away on a stretcher and Itachi went to the team. Izumi, Uchiha, and Sabaka no Temari, please come to the center of the hall, Naruto said. The girls came out to the center to see the examiner. Have you heard the rules and are you ready? Naruto asked. Yes, the girls answered. Start! Naruto shouted. Temari immediately jumped back and opened her fan. Izumi realized that a katon was needed. Temari waved her fan. But Izumi folded seals and blew out a ball 10 by 10 meters. This ball became larger due to the wind. Now its size was 15 by 15 meters. Naruto summoned a wall of wood and took Temari himself. Uchiha Izumi once said Naruto. The girls went upstairs. Part 8 And so the battles went on. And the last fight, Uchiha Shursui vs Inuzuka Kiba, said Naruto. The named ones came out. Shursui was serious as ever, and Kiba was arrogant, and thought that he would win without any difficulties. Ready? Naruto asked. Yes, Kiba said arrogantly. Yeah, Shursui said with a smile. Start! Naruto shouted. Kiba ran at Uchiha in taijutsu. But it was clear that Kiba was at the level of an average genin because of the clan style. But Shursui parried every blow without the Sharingan. But Kiba decided to take a step. His dog turned into Kiba. And they turned into some kind of drill. To this, Shursui folded seals and blew out fire in the form of a ball 11 by 11 meters. Kiba would have already burned if not for Naruto who hit this drill. Kiba and Akamaru flew into the wall. It's not fair, you helped him, Kiba complained. Uchiha Shursui won. If I hadn't kicked you, you and your dog would have turned into barbecue, said Naruto, looking at Kiba like he was trash. I challenge you to a fight, Kiba shouted. I only fight to the death, may I, Hokage-sama? Naruto asked. No, you will kill him, and we don't need that, Minato exclaimed. Kiba and Shursui went upstairs, where Shursui was congratulated. Naruto went to his place. So, who won in a month at the arena in Konoha? Naruto said and disappeared. 6 people passed: Itachi, Shursui, Izumi, Gaara, Kankuro, and Shikamaru. Time skip 1 month. During this time, Itachi, Shursui, and Izumi awakened the last Tomo. They also learned new fire techniques and improved their taijutsu and kenjutsu. But now they were standing in the arena. And so, the last exam, you will have to fight against me one by one, and I will choose the worthy ones. But to be fair, the elder of Konoha, the head of the Root ANBU, Shimura Danzo, will help me, Naruto said. And Danzo appeared next to Naruto. So, who's first? Danzo asked Naruto. Let it be Sabaka no Kankuro, said Naruto. The puppeteer came out in front of Naruto. The rules are the same. It is forbidden to use someone else's chakra. It is also forbidden to use medicines. And I will only defend myself. You will need to hold out for 2 to 3 minutes. But you cannot stand far away and do nothing, Naruto said. Okay, I'm ready, Kankuro said. Let's begin, said Danzo. The puppeteer immediately jumped back and took out a scroll and opened it. 3 puppets appeared. He began to control these puppets. But Naruto had a Rasengan in his hand and his other hand made a concentration seal. The crocodile-shaped puppet disappeared into the ground and the rest flew at Naruto. He broke one with a Rasengan and the second with a Mokuton, which came out of the ground in the form of a bayonet. Naruto began to look around and collected a Rasengan in his hand. Minato was generally shocked that Naruto learned to make a Rasengan. But Naruto added the Mokuton element to the Rasengan. Branches began to come out of the Rasengan. But then a puppet crawled out from behind Naruto and flew straight at Naruto. But Naruto threw a kunai next to the puppet with his free hand. And it disappeared in a white flash. He appeared above the puppet and hit with a Rasengan. Trees began to come out of the puppet. You lost, Kankuro, Naruto said. Yes, I give up, Kankuro said. So, now let it be Nara Shikamaru, said Naruto. Nara came to the center of the arena. After the signal, he jumped back and began to think of a plan. In his case it was possible to do, because Naruto understood as well as Danzo. A minute later, he came up with an idea. He began to make moves to deceive. He grabbed Naruto, but people above the rank of Chunin noticed that he was caught on purpose. Not bad, but what do you say to this? Naruto asked and appeared in a white flash behind Shikamaru. When? Asked Shikamaru. It wasn't just you who came up with the plan, I made it on the fly and I led you to the kunai, Naruto said. I give up, said Shikamaru. Okay, now Uchiha Izumi, Naruto said. The named one came down and stood in front of Naruto. Ready? Asked Danzo. Yes, they answered. Start. Danzo shouted. Izumi ran at me with kunai. She threw 2 at me and took another kunai. But Naruto dodged 2 kunai. Izumi flew at him. She aimed at the neck from above. But the guy blocked the blow with his hand. She hit Naruto in the neck with a reverse grip. But the guy stopped his hand. But a kick was flying at Naruto in the side. The guy caught the blow. She grouped herself and made a ring with her other leg. It hurt, but she endured it. But the guy moved his torso away from the blow and kicked Izumi in the torso, and she flew 5 meters away. It's time to finish, Naruto said. She sent a fireball at Naruto. But Naruto covered the dome. He climbed out and looked towards Izumi, but she was already in front of him, and raised a kunai to Naruto's neck. But Naruto intercepted the arm and broke it. He put his leg on his back and took his hands so that if she made a move and broke her arm, and if she pressed on the back, the arms would also be broken. You lost, Izumi, Naruto said. I give up, I underestimated you, Izumi said. And so the next Uchiha Itachi, said Naruto. He came out in front of Naruto and turned on the Sharingan. I won't underestimate you. I remember that mission, Itachi said, and got into a fighting stance. I want to see what the prince of the Uchiha clan is capable of, said Naruto. Let's begin, said Danzo. Itachi ran at Naruto. He threw a swinging punch at Naruto's side. But Naruto just dodged it. But Itachi spun around and almost hit Naruto's jaw as Naruto parried the punch. Itachi looped and kicked Naruto in the side. Some Chunin wouldn't be able to dodge the punch because of the speed and strength. But Naruto just grabbed the leg and threw it at the wall. Itachi managed to react and landed on the wall. I wonder if your style is strong. Did you practice it for a long time? Naruto asked. A month, Itachi said. And he flew at Naruto again. He made sharp and smooth blows. But Naruto got tired of it, and he blocked the blow of the hand to the head and hit the torso with 1/10 of the force. From this, Itachi crashed into the wall and coughed up blood but got up. I give up, Itachi said. So, now Uchiha Shursui, said Naruto. Shursui came and immediately took out his tanto. Choose one or two, Naruto said. One, said Shursui. And Naruto turned one of his hands into a tanto. Everyone who didn't know was shocked. Shursui rushed at Naruto. He just stood there. Shursui struck him in the heart. But Naruto parried the blow in a second. But he turned and struck Naruto. But he simply grabbed Shursui's hand and pushed him away. He began to attack at the level of a Chunin. But Naruto got tired of it, and with a sharp movement he knocked out the tanto and caught it, and with a sharp movement he ended up at Shursui and exposed the tanto. I give up, said Shursui. Okay, it's time to announce the list. I think the ones worthy of receiving the title of 3 are Naruto Shikamaru for his thinking, Uchiha Itachi for his strength, and also Uchiha Shursui, Naruto said. I agree with you, but what about Sabaku no Gaara? Asked Danzo. Because Naruto didn't have time to finish speaking before the explosions happened. 30 Suna shinobi attacked Naruto. But Naruto cut them all down with his tanto. He gave the tanto back to Shursui. The residents began to evacuate. Naruto went to the Hokage, to Danzo's control room, to give orders. Naruto saw how Raza wanted to finish off Minato, and Naruto folded seals with the speed of light, and a wall appeared in front of Minato. Naruto appeared at Raza with a sharp movement, and cut off his head. Gaara was horrified to see this, and Shikaka got out. But thanks to Uchiha Fugaku, Shikaka climbed back into the seal. Thank you for saving us, we need to destroy the Suna shinobi, Minato said. It's better to leave them, take half of them prisoner, and knock out the other half and send them back, Naruto said. Okay, that's what we'll do, said Minato. And they, with the help of the Hiraishin, knocked out all the Suna shinobi. As planned, half of the ransom and the rest to the Sand Village. A few weeks later, Gaara became the Kazekage. Naruto began to be called a hero, because he saved the entire village. He and Minato saved the entire village. Part 9 3 years have passed. During this time, Naruto became 25 years old, thanks to the improved barrier, where 1 year in the barrier and 1 hour in the world. Because of this, his girls will soon come out of it, but the war began and Naruto said that the girls will come out when the war ends. The guy has not changed. But in the war he put on the cloak of death, and took the scythe of death itself. His brides love the guy very much, because he is calm, kind to them, sweet, and loves them just like that. Also, Itachi began dating Izumi, and Shursui found a girl from a clan named Hakina. Also, Pain attacked Konoha and killed almost everyone except Minato, Danzo, Naruto, Kushina and Shursui. He has a Manjiko Sharingan and Kodo Amatsukami. But Pain lost the battle with Naruto. And Pain or Nagato resurrected all the inhabitants of Konoha. Also because Nagato resurrected everyone, Menma's SCS was restored. He became arrogant again, and began grueling training. Naruto also gained experience at the level of Uchiha Madara. He became known throughout the world as the Lord. But now, on the mountain opposite the fourth squad, a coffin arose. Naruto was in this squad, and the commander of Minato, Danzo, was in charge of the point. No one argued, because Danzo was in 2 world wars. Why did they resurrect me like this? Madara asked irritably. The plans have changed, Nagato is dead, but Tobi has one Rinnegan and Zetsu has the other, Miu said. I see, they have shinobi written on their headbands? Madara asked. Yes, the villages have united against us, said Miu. Okay, time to dance, said Madara. Everyone get out of here, you are no match for him, I will fight him, shouted Naruto, who was without a cloak and scythe. Don't be stupid, he is the god of the shinobi world, Minato shouted. You don't know anything about me, father, Naruto said and threw the paper to Minato. Minato read the paper and realized that Naruto was his son. That's why I feel a kinship with you, I'm glad you're alive, son, Minato said. Who is this? Asked Madara. This is Naruto Shimura, but as Black Zetsu. He says that he is a purebred Otsutsuki, so Naruto Otsutsuki, in the shinobi world is called the Lord, all animals obey him, he can also somehow transform his body parts into anything and has owned his Mokutan since childhood, but Zetsu said so, Miu answered. Okay, time to meet him, he looks a lot like me, said Madara and jumped off. He landed in front of Naruto, who had acquired a cloak and death scythe. You are my copy, let's see what you can do, said Madara looking at Naruto's calm face. You are the god of shinobi, Uchiha Madara himself, you will be the first to see them, said Naruto and looked at Madara's face with the Sharingan with 3 tomo. So you're an Uchiha, maybe we're related? Madara asked. I agreed to answer your question, I did a test to check my genes and who my ancestors are, and I found out that you are my great-grandfather, and because my mother is Uzumaki, and they are relatives of Senju and from there Mokutan appeared, told Naruto's family tree. I see, but I want to see what you're capable of, put away that scythe, I feel death from it, said Madara. Okay, Naruto said and his scythe disappeared. Well, let's start our dance, Madara shouted and bared his teeth. Well, finally a worthy opponent, worthy of fighting me, you are the first one who saw my Sharingan in battle, shouted Naruto, baring his teeth. And they ran at each other. A second and their fists collided. They made sharp and strong blows. Naruto hits Madara in the face, but he moves his head away from the blow. But Naruto grabs him by the collar and hits him in the torso with his knee. Madara manages to block and fly 2 meters away. Interesting. Let's do Kenjutsu now, said Madara and unsealed the scythe. Come on, Naruto said, and his hand turned into a scythe, and the other into a katana. But Tobi or Obito already sealed Jubian himself. The dance in Kenjutsu it was interrupted by Obito, who released a good Adama at Naruto, and he could not dodge or repel the attack, because he was busy with Madara. The ball pierces him. Madara shed a tear. What a rat you are, Obito, forgive me parents for not being with you, forgive me Indra and Ashura for not surviving, said Naruto, and with a smile on his lips he fell to the ground, which made Minato cry. Indra and Ashura were subconsciously roaring. But then Rakuta Sennin appeared in front of them. What are you doing here, father? Asked Indra. I came to give your reincarnation strength, and what about you? Asked Rakuto. We've been together since childhood, he would have survived if it weren't for Obito, Ashura said. Where am I, heaven or hell? Naruto asked. You are in your subconscious, I am Rakuto Sennin, or Hagoromo Otsutsuki and the father of Indra and Ashura, said Rakuto. I would like the hands from your daughter's hearts, Naruto said and sat down on his knee. Yeah, and you've already had it? Rakuto asked, looking at the girls. Yes, and he is the heir of death, said the red girls. Okay, if you love each other, then live together, Rakuto said and smiled. But I'm dead, Naruto said. You will have to stop the war, and you will have to take my power, Rakuto said. No need, just resurrect, I have the death scythe, as well as the biomass and Mokutan genome, as well as the infinite chakra genome. I was just busy with Madara, and Obito killed me like a rat, said Naruto. I'll pass it on anyway. You'll have the truth-seeking balls and the Choco Tomo Rinnegan, Rikudo said. Okay, you can't run away. That's probably who Indra and Ashura took after, said Naruto, and the girls giggled. Okay, I have to go. Good luck to you, Naruto, Rikudo said and left. He woke up already on the ground. Madara was sitting next to him, and crying. Well, old man, we haven't danced enough yet, Naruto said, looking at Madara with the Manjiko. Wow, when did you wake up? Madara asked. Yes, at 4 years old I think, said Naruto. I see, Madara said and jumped away from Naruto. He summoned 10 clones and each one summoned a blue humanoid with legs. Not enough, look what I can do, said Naruto and summoned 100 clones. These clones summoned a complete Susanoo. This made everyone's jaw drop. But then these Susanoos turned into Buddha statues with 1,000 arms. I am Uchiha Madara. I name you the third shinobi god, Madara said in shock. I suggest you give up and live peacefully and find yourself love, Naruto said. I agree, said Madara and dispelled the clones. Naruto also dispelled. But Madara turned on the Rinnegan. Naruto also turned on the Rinnegan with Tomo. He pulled a Bito and Black Zetsu to himself. They fell into Naruto's hands and began to die. What? Zetsu asked in shock. I am the heir of death. I can kill and resurrect, and I can only kill with a touch, and that's when I want to, Naruto said, looking at the victims with his Rinnegan and Tomo. The carcasses fell and Naruto turned to Madara. And his eyes were black. I can resurrect you, but I will need to enter the Death Sannin, Naruto said. Okay, I'll wait, said Madara. You don't have to wait, Naruto said. His arms started to get tattooed. He was already without his cloak. The tattoos went all the way across his arm and through his left eye. And then he touches Madara and his eyes are cracked from Edo Tensei. Live in peace, the war is over, Naruto shouted. Later, the entire alliance shouted. Hooray! Equals 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 epilogue equals 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 equals. Later, Indra and Ashura came out of the war. They got married. Madara also met a girl from the Uchiha clan, named Kiyomi. Naruto was recognized as the third shinobi god and a hero of the Fourth Shinobi World War. He had 2 sons. They decided to name them after their previous reincarnations, from Indra Madara and from Ashura Hashirama. Each child had a Rinnegan and Mokuton. Naruto taught them not to fight for power, and the children learned this and treated each other very well. Naruto gave 2 swords of fog to his children and fighting styles. Madara took the Kubikuri Bocho for himself, and Hashirama Hiramikarii. Naruto was always busy with cake with Indra and Ashura. Flashback to Indra and Ashura giving birth to children. Ashura and Indra just came out of Naruto. And he was sitting at home. Finally you came out, Naruto said. Naruto, we want children, so remove the seal, said the Red Indra, and Ashura just nodded embarrassedly. Okay, Naruto said and removed the seal. But for you to get pregnant I need it without clones, said Naruto. Okay, let's take turns, Ashura said. Who's first? Naruto asked. Let Indra, and your clone will please me, said Ashura. Okay, said Indra and Naruto. Naruto created a clone and left him with Ashura while he went to Indra. Are you ready? Naruto asked, already naked. Yes, said the also naked Indra. Naruto approached her and pulled her into a kiss. She responded to the dance of tongues. The tongues tried to defeat each other. They tried to win in order to rule the mouth. But Naruto won and began to explore Indra's mouth. He ran his tongue over her even teeth. And Naruto himself had already begun to enter. The girl moaned. And the guy pounded her hard. The guy spared no effort. After 4 hours, he came inside her. She fell unconscious in the guy's arms. He laid her on the bed, and she was covered in sperm. Naruto went to Ashura. When he got there she finished, and the clone disappeared. It's your turn, my love, Naruto said with a smile. He immediately entered her and started pounding her. After 3 hours, she was also covered in sperm and was sleeping with Indra. Naruto lay down between them and fell asleep. The next morning, the first Naruto woke up. He felt that his brides had 2 souls in their bodies. He smiled sincerely, as best he could. An hour later the girls woke up, they saw the guy's smile and his tears of happiness. What happened, honey? The girls asked fearfully. We're going to be parents, Naruto said and smiled even wider. The girls hugged the guy tightly and fell asleep again. A couple of days later, relatives found out about this and were happy. Naruto, what are we going to name the kids? Ashura asked. Well, it's simple. I felt 2 boys, so from Indra we will call Madara Uchiha Satsuki, and from Ashura Hashirama Senjutsu, said Naruto. Good names, said Indra. But why 2 names if there are 3 of us, Otsutsuki? Ashura asked. Okay then Otsutsuki, said Naruto. After 9 months. Naruto was looking after his wives. They were capricious but Naruto was patient. But now they were lying down and giving birth. Be patient, my dears, there's just a little bit left, said Naruto. Indra's is almost out and Ashura's is just starting to come out. Shove your patience up your ass, Indra shouted. A couple more hours later. The children were lying in a crib. Madara had brown hair in the shape of a hedgehog, and it was clear that the hairstyle would be like Indra's. Also, his eyes were black, and his skin was pale and he had small horns on his forehead. Hashirama was almost the same, but his hairstyle was a hedgehog and was supposed to be like Minato's, and his skin, eyes and horns were like Madara's. End flashback. End.